Okay, let's do some analysis on the leap pairs, and then we'll do the dollar index and a couple of forex pairs maybe. So I'll just try and make it quick, not too long, because analysis shouldn't be complicated, right? You do your higher time frame analysis. If there's something there, then great. If not, then um, yeah, sometimes you do have to wait a little bit. But we'll just start on the monthly. Okay, make it simple. Um, we had that big crash that happened a while ago on ES, came into the gap, came back into this general order block, took out the previous year's low, and then phew, pretty fast recovery, right? Yeah, pretty standard. You see something like this, takes out the previous year's low. This one leaves a gap, so it comes into the gap, and also takes out the previous year's low as well. You see that happen quite a number of times, so it's quite interesting to see. Although the S&P 500 has kind of just been going up most of the time, right? For now, okay. So let's go to the monthly again. Um, no need to worry about this big thing anymore. So now we're up here. We have a big wick, but this could be a very quick spring, right? Take a lot of people out, liquidate. I think billions and billions were liquidated, and then we may be moving towards the upside, right? So we're just gonna use liquidity and sometimes a bit of common sense, I guess. So things I know on the one month, this previous order block. I don't know. I guess you could call it a breaker, but I'm interested to see does that get used as support, right? Because we have some liquidity here, right? And we haven't we could have a narrative of this was a manipulation and it was meant to take out a lot of people, and we're actually going to move higher and take out the buy side liquidity, right? Because a lot of people may have been chasing the short, and it reversed relatively quick in relation to the chart. Okay, on the daily time frame, yeah, that drop was still relatively quick. It meandered around and started to recoup. But look on the monthly, this is a very big wick, very fast. Okay, so let's see what happened here and how you can frame trades, right? Okay. This one, for example. Besides this, we have this inversion gap here. Okay, and we closed above it. Okay, we closed above it, and we have this here, this previous breaker. We did not close above it, but we still have this possible inversion gap if we wanted to trade higher, right? I think to be bearish, we would have to have closed down here and then use that on the third candle in order to maybe move lower. Okay, but we have some buy side here, and like I said, we come up that narrative that we're waiting. Okay, and you see we open at the mean threshold. We open right there, came down almost to the bottom of this. Actually, we came to the bottom of this green candle. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, which one would encompass, but I'm just taking the red candle, and then we started moving up there, and we took out that high. So quite a decent move on the S&P, I think, on the monthly time frame. So we came into an inversion gap, and then we took out that high. So we can have that narrative and bias that we want to take out the high, and we can see what we have on lower time frames as well. Okay, to get more information, we gapped as well. Over here, new week opening gap. What do? We trade back into that new week opening gap. That could have been a trade as well if one was expecting that. Maybe been PD raised in there. And what else can we see? Other things not even annotated. This new week opening gap here. Look at that, how it respects that. Okay. Those are things we can note. And then we can have targets such as this gap and those highs. We can have even more refined targets like these two candles overlapping. It's not really a gap, but it's kind of it's a gap, but the bodies are closed. Targets like that. Okay. Then we work our way down. We can start to refine. Here's an inversion. Just let me highlight it properly. An inversion gap that's being respected. But if we frame it in terms of like one candle, then it's a bit more clear, right? So we want to find that PD array that looks really clear that we can take a trade. This one, like finding the short, or this is the 4-day. There's all kinds of stuff here. Look, it's 4-day inversion, new day opening gap. You just got to find that one that you want to take, wait for that, and then frame it that way. And then, like I said before, find a easy setup, maybe make it 2R minimum type of setup, put on a good amount of risk to it, and just have really small goals and just compound that. And you become really good at achieving really easy goals. But it's like you can, it's like having multiple of yourselves, right? It's like having 10, instead of one person, now you have like 10 of yourselves achieving really easy goals. Then you have 100 of yourself achieving really easy goals. And that's what basically compounding your account means, right? Or getting more prop firm accounts. Okay, so what you want to do, make it easy, and you just have to wait for something really easy to come up, where it's this confirmation. Like, let's say, for example, see a gap here, and maybe you're not too sure yet, and you just want to see it be respected. Here it kind of goes up, it comes all the way down. One more time it comes actually into this candle breaker, and then here maybe this is the one where you're like, okay, I think we're going higher, because there's like an order block here. We do come all the way down there, and we this high, and you can target this high. Maybe there's a 2R in there. If you're just targeting the high, it's low, like that's like 1.5. Maybe you refine it, able to refine it a bit more on the lower time frames, right? So let's remove this. See what we got. Okay, so we came down, and yeah, we started pushing back up. So we have that weekly gap here, which I think would be a target. Other things I would do to increase my win rate, of course, have a fib, but in this case, this may be a spring that's just going higher, right? But if I was at a discount, okay, I can now target like 50%, which I'll show you on some other pairs. So yeah, that's what I have in mind for this pair. So I can be watching the daily candles. Like, let's say I want this order block, I want to take it higher. Okay. All right. So look, yeah, like ES here, got an order block. We can trade from here to here, go down to the 4-hour. We have a gap here that we could wait for. Something more daring would be like, you have to keep going to a lower time frame if you want to take PD arrays higher up in a premium. There's just less probability. Like, for example, this reclaim order block. We closed above relative equal highs. You want to find a trade from that, when that opens, you want to find a trade to at least take out these highs, right? So we're on the 4 hour, let's go to 5 minutes. Okay, on the 5 minutes, you could be looking for something a bit gappy. There's more liquidity later on, but maybe this is the confirmation you're looking for, and you want to target those equal highs. I don't know how many handles this is. Is it 20 or 5? I'm not so sure. But we'll come back to this in a moment and just have a look. NQ, so basically the same thing. I mean, as to a probability that NQ has these really equal highs up here. We have equal highs up here as well. So came down here in Asia. We may come down again because again it's one of these kind of patterns. So we may come down, take out this low, and then start moving up. But we have some nice buy side there, and we have higher time frame kind of targets, right? I would, more easy target instead of taking out highs. Why not close to retesting a trend line? So kind of anticipating where that might be and then what PD arrays may be on the left. So if you wanted to, let's say, take out a high, I don't know, let's say you just don't expect this previous day to break and you want to kind of reach towards the trend line in case it's a trend line bounce and then a larger retracement, right? Because that's how trend lines are made. We do get trend line bounces. So NQ, yes, generally the same. Okay, we got CB 1 month here. It's already tapped into. Let's see the 2 month. Okay, and we have this kind of breaker thing on the side here as well. So I like to see, monthly close above here. That would be nice. It's in 21 days. Smaller trades can be taken. As you can see, we got equal highs here, and they'll probably be taken for the month is up. So this trades to frame. Gold. Okay. See what's happening on gold, on the monthly, on the weekly. Yeah, a bit in this consolidation. This is gold futures. Let's look at proper gold. Gold, USD, on forex.com. So we had this change in the state of delivery, and now watching this one, right? We came up, came down, but we're still watching it. There's a close below here. I think if there's a close below here, we probably can target lower. If not, we maybe just continue to push higher, right? Because we came up, and if we're going to come down, most probably we're going to reach for some liquidity or a higher time frame inefficiency, like, maybe in the next 2 months. I don't know. All right. So we can always look at the lower time frames and frame any possible liquidity that we can target. I don't see anything too high probability. We can always target coming back to discount. I would go to a time frame where it would make sense. So there was a gap here. We pushed up, and okay, so there's a gap here. There's a inversion gap, and I guess we don't know if we used it yet or we didn't use it yet. So we came down and then we came up, but there's an order block here as well. So I just want to keep this in mind. Where is it? Okay. Right, and we're not close below it yet. So there's a conflict of PD arrays, bullish and bearish. Bullish PD array, bearish PD array. It's just a daily time frame. It's cool. Like it's like, okay, I'm gonna invest one more day, get some more information, and of course, you can always go to the lower time frames and try and find more confirmation that we may take out a low. maybe a bearish SIBI gets created, or a bearish order block, then maybe target a low, find some wickless candles, whatever discount, etc. Yeah, this looks more bearish at the moment, but there's still bullish components, right? Like the change state of delivery, we got to consider those, and that's a real advantage to be able to look at price that way, to have that top down using these type of concepts. It's really good. Let's look at oil. Okay, oil. Um, yeah, I can't remember his position, but in the leap competition, I was aiming for two possible targets. Why? Let's go to daily. So we had all these equal highs here. Okay. And yeah, we were kind of down there, and I was like, okay, equal highs and a gap. Okay, so I'm going to target that and a bullish order block. So we came down, start pushing up. Okay, I'm targeting this new day opening gap. Okay, and there's a larger gap here. I think if we come here, we already, if we come all the way up here to this area and fill that, we would have been making some relative equal highs. You know what I mean? Pretty close to here, and most likely we're gonna come and take that out, take out this high as well, since we're so close, right? So, but this is a low hanging fruit, and it's a 2.4. You know, um, if you want to just make it like, let's say you just want to do only 2 Rs, for example, you can even have a even lower hanging fruit that's easier to get, right? Because you never know if your target's gonna get hit. So yeah, so that's how I was framing that. And right, is it inversion yet? No, not inversion. Okay, cool. Interesting. So okay, so very interesting. I have this target for Ethereum. Okay, maybe even high into this gap. Pretty nice equal highs. Okay, so what am I looking at straight away on the daily? There's a gap here. It's not invalidated yet. Until it is invalidated, so we're retesting it. But there's also a gap here that we open here, so it's kind of like an inversion gap. But then again, there's a CB up here as well. Okay, but I do believe we're gonna push higher because especially on Bitcoin, I think came down to this new inversion, new week opening gap, very nice, and this busy, and look at this equal high. It's like, come on, dude, come on, man. You don't need to like get Elon's opinion on crypto. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's just right there, dude. It's right there. And this little, it's a green candle, but it's kind of like an inversion breaker. So yeah, that's quite interesting. Um, so that's why I'm targeting this area here, those equal highs. So I don't know if it'll go lower, but we'll see. So I'm out of time. I'm only about 20 minutes, but I'll do more analysis later. Okay, see ya.